I don't believe in balancing the budget on the backs of the poorest. We are still all in this together.
But we are not all in this together. Disabled people have been abandoned by David Cameron's government. Their support, funding and independence is being destroyed. This is the story of this government's attempt to close the all-important Independent Living Fund and how disabled people all over are fighting to stop that closure.
My name is Nadia Clark. I am from West Yorkshire. I am 22 years old. I'm deaf and have cerebral palsy.
18,000 profoundly disabled people rely on the Independent Living Fund to pay for the extra carer hours they need to live as independent adults. The government plans to close the fund in June 2015.
I feel so worried about the possible closure of the Independent Living Fund. If I have no personal assistance, this will change my life. It will be terrible because I will feel so depressed and unable to take part in society. Instead, I will do nothing but stay at home all day and watch TV with little support. My parents will end up looking after me and may even have to give up their paid work. My life will be worthless.
Most taxpayers who pay their money to support sick and disabled people will want to know one thing, that the money they pay goes definitely to those who need that support, which is what we're guaranteeing, and for those who can do other things, they want to see them move back into the world of work.
But the ILF enables many disabled people to work. If Ian Duncan Smith cuts the ILF, those people won't be able to work.
The ILF means I can live my life as I want to, because I can get up when I want to. It means that I can then come to work and do a meaningful job. I'm 64 now, so I'm hoping to work until I'm 71 because I was a late starter. So I want to make my contribution to society. I don't just want to sit at home all day twiddling my thumbs.
The ILF means Mark can have consistent carers. They are able to understand and communicate what he says.
If I didn't have the ILF, I could have carers in who I don't know.
The government closed the ILF to new applicants in 2010. This means some disabled people already can't afford to pay for the care hours they need.
I can't feed myself or get a drink myself. I don't qualify for ILF because I've been a sector not needed over 500 pounds worth of care.
One day in June 2014, Angela's carer was off sick. This meant the last drink Angela had that day was at 2 p.m. She woke up at 3 a.m. feeling very thirsty, with no one there to get her a drink.
I started getting heart started. I can't wait till 9 o'clock in the morning till I jumped in my wheelchair and I went to Asda and I opened on that. I bought a drink and I got a straw and I wanted to check out to open it and help me.
At the end of 2013, the Court of Appeal overturned the decision to close the ILF. But in 2014, the government announced again that it would close the fund. Disabled people are fighting back in protests, in court and in groups all over the country.
It seems crazy to me that something that's been so successful, 99% of people say that it works really well, you know, they're getting out of it what they need to, they're living their own lives. There's a broad spectrum of people with different impairments, you've got people with learning difficulties, autistic people, the whole spectrum. It works really well. It's people living in their communities, being part of their families. The idea that the ILF is closing is the impact that it's going to have on not just those 18,000 people, but their families, the people that they employ. Is potentially going to be absolutely devastating.
If the ILF does close, what will it mean for you and your family?
Oh God, you asked a question now which only just plunges me into depression. We've got to a point now where she actually has a life she's never ever had before. For the first time in her life, she went and had a cruise. About a year ago, she did a nine-day cruise around the Med. I was absolutely over the moon. She's 69. My mum and dad's day, you know, I mean, they had no life as such. I mean, my sister was their life. That was painful to live through for sort of 40-odd years. And they sacrificed their lives. Because when the last of our parents died, I thought, right, I'll take over. However, I don't really want the same life as my parents had. They're not saying it, but I will have to start doing personal care, washing her and taking her to the toilet and things like that, which I absolutely was appalled at. I went to them several times and said, is it right that me, her brother, should be washing her private parts? We're now fighting for my sister's survival, so I can't afford to sit back and think that the local authorities are going to provide, because they won't.
This government is not cutting the money that's going into disability benefits.
To David Cameron, I would say come out and talk to people and actually find out for real and what the implications of being reliant just on local authority funding, and in some cases possibly not at all. You need to come out of Westminster.
Why have I been in the country where the Prime Minister had a son that had similar disability to me, and yet he can ignore him without me? Why is that? Am I really living in one of the richest countries in the world? Why is my life so undivided?
In the future, I want to travel the world, studying at university, live independently, become a model, interview famous people, become a working advisor for disability rights, and to have a relationship and children.